Hello, everybody. My name is JW. I'm with the National LiveScan Association. Welcome to episode, or I should say, cut number 55 of the LiveScan.Cafe show. I want to thank those reviewing a live stream session, and also thank those reviewing the playback of this one here. Today, we're going to talk about some basic tips regarding your LiveScan business at an office. So, certain things you might want to consider or might want to revisit when you run the operations from an office here. But as always, break out your guys' cups. I got the Brick J cup right here. Don't hate. This is how it goes. It's not too bad. All right, let's start with tip number one. Let's see, can I bring it up here? They're not numbered, but let's stick with the basics anyway here. And this is very important. The best way to get started for your operation for that particular day is start the day before. Prepare the day before. So prepare the night before or the evening before, whatever it is, prepare before you leave the office, before you go home. What I mean by preparing, look at your workload. That's one thing you could consider when you're getting ready for the next day. See who's coming in. Make sure you have supplies ready. Make sure your machine is available. Maybe the machine was offsite for mobile service and the person still has it. Make sure they're going to be back on time. Hopefully that night before it starts, you have a machine available. Make sure your office is wiped down and clean, especially COVID-19. But just prepare the night before, get your thoughts together, what to expect for the next day. Are you going to have a large group the next day? Are you going to have a small group the next day? Is the person who's going to help you out, if you have somebody there to help you out, going to be ready for the next day, what to expect? Are you going to do a whole bunch of live scanning the next day? Are you going to do a whole bunch of in-cars the next day? Whatever case may be, just be prepared what to expect for the next day when you come in. Try to avoid any surprises, but sometimes it does happen. So just a basic tip, prepare your work for the next day. That's all I'm trying to say. Just be prepared. Look ahead of time what's going on right there. Hey, what's going on there down south, Nori Service? I know who that is. Welcome to the family here. All right, this is another tip right here. Pull this one up for you folks. I have a few of them here. I'm not going to go through all of them today. I'll be here all day chit-chatting with you folks here, and I'll get in trouble for that one there. Don't just, how you want to phrase it, arrive on time. There's plenty of times we did on-site checks with some of our members, just as they see how they're doing. And the office is supposed to be open at 9 o'clock. And then here it is at 8:59, they're running, they're trying to run to be there on time. Don't do that. If your office is supposed to be open at 9 o'clock, be there at least a half hour prior. There's things you still have to do in the morning before they open up for the public. Or perhaps your clients might be there at 9 o'clock waiting on you. And there's another thing, how should I put it? It is not a good image to portray to your customers if you're just arriving on time for services. Now, things will happen from time to time. We all know that could be emergencies, schedule change, whatever case may be. That does happen. But don't make a habit just to arrive on time. Be there at least 30 minutes prior to your shift start, or at least 30 minutes prior to you open up. Really, if it's your operation, your business, and you got some folks work with you, especially if they're brand new, you might want to get there a little bit early besides just 30 minutes. There's things that you get to prepare for yourself and also for your team. Now, I'm coming from experience working with large organizations. Perhaps you got a small organization, but please don't just arrive on time. And same thing with your staff. Make sure they just don't arrive on time. That's going to keep you busy and not productive. And you know what I say about being productive and about being busy? Stay busy, stay broke. Get productive, get paid. All right, let's move on here. Check your equipment before you open. This will mean by coming in a little bit earlier, at least a half hour early, to make sure your LiveScan devices are working, to make sure you got paper in your printer, to make sure you have paper to stick in. Just make sure your stuff just working. Turn your computers on early. Check out your LiveScan devices, make sure they're working correctly. And just because you plugged up your machine and you started it up doesn't mean it's ready for fingerprinting. There are time to time to be some updates That might slow down your software from running properly while you're trying to fingerprint somebody. So we recommend as soon as you get to office, turn on your LiveScan devices, log in, set up to start fingerprinting, because sometimes might be something running in the background, especially if there's going to be like a Microsoft update, for example. We notice something that may update the night before or the morning of when you launch your computer. All of a sudden now it wants to restart. Has happened to you guys before? While you're trying to fingerprint somebody, and all of a sudden that machine just restarts. You didn't see that notice it's going to restart in 10 minutes because it's behind other applications. Just didn't see it. So check on your updates on a regular basis, perhaps in the evening, like an hour before you shut down. If notice is coming in, you might want to update your machine there. You might want to restart it after updates, make sure it works, or get to work not just on time, at least a half hour prior minimum, and make sure everything is fine in your devices. If there's any pending updates to restart, take care of it then. Well, I don't recommend you trying to update your programs or your software during the middle of the day while you have people coming in. It's going to slow down the procedure. It's going to slow down your operating system working properly. It might time out. It might just shut down on you. It might just stall. You're going to have some challenges. Another thing is about checking out your LiveScan devices. A lot of times we get calls, my machine is plugged up, everything is fine, but it's not fingerprinting. Then everything is not fine. One of the simple things you might want to do is pretty much restart your computer to begin with. Yeah, I know you might have fingerprints in the system. You don't want to start all over. Your fingerprints from this client could be a very challenging experience, but there's certain software that will allow you to save your prints and then come back, continue on with it. But there's also certain software you may have on your device or plan to purchase, where if you don't save the prints upon completing the complete capture, you have to start all over. So that's something to think about. When you buy this LiveScan device and try and get the best price possible, you're paying for what you get. There's different programs out there that have different bells and whistles, and you only know what you know. So if it's a member of the association, you took one of our LiveScan training programs, especially for LiveScan technician program, you know more about what to check for and what to expect when you choose to purchase a LiveScan device. So check out your equipment before you open. And another thing, here's a little tip. Sometimes your machine might be on. You might see that light on your screen on the LiveScan device. You might see the USB plug plugged into your LiveScan device. But time to time, what happens sometimes, depending on the device that you have, perhaps your USB plug that goes from your laptop to your scanner might not be fully inserted all the way. Maybe it's kind of loose and wiggling, got like a partial power, but the light's still on. Unplug your devices, unplug the cords, plug them back in from the laptop to the scanner, and restart the system. This is some things you should be doing in the morning before you open up, checking out your LiveScan devices, and do a test run, see if you can capture some prints. Now, don't transmit them, you get stuck in paying the bill to the government. But please, please, please check out devices and make sure they work before the customer starts showing up. You want to stay ahead of the game and stay productive. Stay ahead of the game. All right, then. Good morning there. Oh, I know who that is. Good morning. Glad to see you up there. Hope you got the message from us there. Check your community box. I sent you an inbox there. All right. A little private joke there, a little private message going on right there. If you guys like what you're hearing or like to have more tips on other things, leave a comment below and share with us what you'd like to hear. Would like to have us talk about. This way we know what you'd like to hear and we can focus on those things and continue providing good service to the public and to yourself. I just talked about sending one of our members a direct message through her inbox. When we're referring to, we have a community been there for quite some time, but a brand new platform we went to. But if you guys want to check it out, go to LiveScan.Community.com, LiveScan.Community.com, and take a sneak peek. You might see some certain things there, but not everything, because it's for members only. A lot of the features we have and bells and whistles are locked out from the public, but you also be able to see certain things we have that you may view by going there and just taking a sneak peek. All right, let's continue on here. This was important. Print out your agenda schedule for the day. Have it out ahead of time. So why are you running around here with your head cut off sometime? We got the phones ringing, people coming in just out the blue with a so-called quick question, or they want to debate with you about certain things. You should know ahead of time what your workload should be that beginning of the morning, and share this with your team. Let them know what to expect for them to be prepared ahead of time regarding their workload. Now, I'm trying to take this to a higher level. It might just be yourself right now, which is fine. But we're here trying to share with you other things you can do with your business besides doing everything by yourself. This is just basic office tips. Even if it's just yourself, look at your agenda for the day. Know who's coming in at a certain time. If they're running late, put down late. If they're no-show, put down no-show on your list. But keep moving forward. You have an idea of what's going on. That way, somebody comes to you, and you might see in your agenda, you might have a gap right there. You would take care of them. Besides, other customers who had an appointment coming in won't have to wait because you have a gap in your schedule to take care of a certain issue like a walk-in or things that might pop out. Talking to a certain unique customers out there, special customers. But print out your schedule for the day and review it. Okay then? And not just review for the morning, review your workload throughout the day. And if the schedule changed around, print out again and share it with your team. But while you fingerprinting, always go back and review your workload. One thing we have from time to time, and this is a major tip, and people might not like what I have to say, but once again, my focus all the time, stay busy, stay broke, get productive, get paid. And this falls in line with that right here. And this is very important. People want to hear this, but this is the truth. Don't stop fingerprinting just to answer a call. Now, if you may have a headset on, Bluetooth on, able to multitask, I understand that. But if you got somebody right there who has questions, you're about to fingerprint them and your phone's ringing off the hook, quit stopping. Don't stop fingerprinting to answer a call. The client's in your office right now paying you for a service. The person may call you with something else. That call will take your business sideways. Don't stop fingerprinting just to answer a call. Delegate that call to somebody else, or if it's a call that you're expecting, delegate the fingerprinting to somebody else. And the calls you're expecting is not starting at the time they told you they're going to call you. You have to delegate. You have to figure out what's more important at the time. It might be an emergency call from a family member. I understand that. But in most cases, a lot of complaints that we hear from customers when they went to other locations is that the person kept stopping fingerprinting them just for the person to answer a call and then be on the phone for 10, 20, 30, 40 seconds or more, which is the lifetime for a person waiting to get fingerprinted because they were there already. So don't stop fingerprinting, just answer a call. There's things you could do to address those phone calls. We're going to talk about that in a few seconds here. All right. Now, a few seconds passed. Yep. Get the coffee cup ready. Actually, this is not coffee for today. I'm not sure what it is. It's one of those latte cafes type of stuff. I can't mention those names, but it tastes good. Heck, it could be just old-fashioned hot chocolate. All right, then. When you have an idea how your schedule looks for the day, and you have a break in the time of your schedule for that day, and you probably missed some calls, which is good. It means your phones are ringing. Your phones are ringing and they found you. Return the calls. And this is like a little bonus for you folks here. When people contact us, we try to return all their calls that same day. If we come in the morning early, we will go ahead and return all the calls we missed the evening before or the morning of while the office was closed. Return the calls, contact them, send them a text message, leave a voicemail, whatever case may be, contact the customer to let them know that you reached out to them. And you get to figure out what message you're going to tell them, or you can send a text message, what you're going to send them. Now, I mentioned text message real fast. There's another bonus right here. Don't be texting from your personal cell phone. If you're able to have a third-party text messaging service, use that instead. But one thing we notice a lot of people trying to do everything off the cell phone. Don't use your personal line for business. I just leave it like that. But anyway, return the calls. Let them know that you missed the call and you're going to call them back to make sure everything is taken care of. Okay, then. Another bonus thing right here I'm going to share with you folks is consider having appointment policy. Consider having appointment scheduling system and appointment policy. Early on in the session right here, we talked about checking out your workload for the day. You won't know what that is unless you know ahead of time who's coming in. Now, you may accept walk-ins. You may be staffed for that. But if you're a solo person right now trying to start a business or trying to grow your business, we strongly recommend you having an appointment schedule system where they have to schedule online before they come to you. This allows you to be more productive. Block out time on certain days or certain time of the day where you're able to return the calls. We're able to check your emails. We're able to do other things that's required to run an organization. I'm not just saying just a LiveScan business. In your mind, you should see it as an organization. This is your organization. You're the president, you're the CEO, you're the founder. Call it what you want to. The buck stops with you. So in your mindset, view yourself as running an organization, because it is. Don't see yourself as being just a small person. You're an organization. And once you believe in yourself, your customer pick it up also and go ahead and have more value in the service you provide to them. Mouth getting dry again. They gave me this stuff right here to drink. I'm not advertising what it is. I never tried it before, but it's a nice looking bottle. I like the cover blue. So it's going to stay here for a moment there. I'm going to think about it. Hopefully last between now and next week. Let somebody seize and swipe it from us. That's how it goes sometime. All right, but consider having an appointment scheduling system. Very important. These are just bonuses you might want to do to help grow your business to a different level. It's just like that. Can you imagine everybody trying to catch a flight, just run at the very last second? It happens. We all know that, but they staff for that. But most of the time, people schedule ahead of time to catch a flight for obvious reasons. People schedule ahead of time to rent a car for obvious reasons. People schedule ahead of time to stay at a hotel. If there's a special holiday event going on there, certain locations require you to have an appointment to come to the restaurant. So have the same thing for your business. It gives you a lot more credibility. A lot more credibility. Oh, I see something right here. Don't stop. What's to say right here? No, don't stop for a customer that has already paid for their service. That is right. That is right. Don't stop fingerprinting to answer a phone call with somebody already paid you ahead of time to get things done. And put yourself in the customer's position. What if you're in a rush, you try to get certain things done, and you show up for an appointment, they're going to put you on pause, have you wait for the next 2 or 3 minutes because a so-called quick question on the phone might take a long time. You won't like that. Heck, I wouldn't like that at all. I'll be highly unmotivated. I will share my concerns with them in a very unique way for them to understand where I'm coming from. All right, then. And finally here, have a backup plan if power goes out. Most laptops have a good battery, and they may last for a while. So always keep your laptop plugged in throughout the day. Make sure it stays charged throughout the day. So if the power goes out, you still are able to do a live scan on most LiveScan devices on the battery. Now, some folks have LiveScan equipment where the scanner has to be plugged up to an outlet, not only to the laptop or the desktop, but also to the wall, depending on what type of LiveScan device that they have. Not all LiveScan devices strictly get their power from a USB cord. Or perhaps you're trying to take some payment from a customer and the power goes out. Now you can't log into the computer system and get paid. So you need to have like a backup plan put in place to address those issues if the power goes out or the internet goes down, or all of a sudden then your phone doesn't work. Your cell phone does not work all of a sudden. You need to have a backup plan on what to do if the power goes out. All right. Share your thoughts and comments below. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. My name is JW. I'm the coolest technician around. I like to go ahead and do that all the time there. And please join us. Become a member of the National LiveScan Association. Just go to LiveScan membership LiveScan.com. That's LiveScanMembership.com. And of course, always please keep coming to visit us all the time and subscribe to our channel at LiveScan.TV. At LiveScan.TV. I wish you guys 4 things in closing out this session here. Be safe, have fun, get in trouble, but don't get caught. Take care, everybody, and bye for now. Where is that?